You already know what it is. Come on. Yeah. Woo.
The hottest hits.
Hot 106.
All right, it's Mike D back here with a special guest. We have Rhode Island FC forward JJ Williams joining us today. JJ, thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah, man, no worries.
So, first of all, I know I speak for all of Rhode Island FC fans to be happy that, we're about 8 matches in with you back with the team. You missed pretty much the first, I think it was like the first 10, 8 or 10 games or so.
Right.
But seeing you in the lineup, having you out there has been such a big difference. What was it like for you kind of getting integrated back into the lineup after these guys kind of were able to gel for the first 8 games?
Yeah, man, it was tough to be out for so long, especially because, they're going to preseason and doing all this stuff, and I'm trying to get back from injury, so making sure whenever I'm around the guys, this, that, and the other, they're hearing my voice, making sure that I'm still making sure I'm a part of the team. And then whenever I was finally getting healthy, seeing me in training, seeing me in the first couple of games when I was getting a couple of minutes here and there, they really kept me going with like confidence, get on the ball, make stuff happen, and just really giving me that confidence, especially because we didn't have the hottest start, but we all knew that the quality was there. So it was just a matter of getting back into the team and getting things kind of going for them. So
that's kind of what we've all felt watching this team from the beginning. Is it feels like you were just on the doorstep for so many games, and
right.
After having so many draws, I mean, 9 draws is a lot through 16 games. What was it like? What was Khano Smith, Coach Khano Smith kind of talking to you guys about? Was there any mental hurdles that he was kind of helping you guys overcome to be like, hey, draws at least are not losses?
Right. And I mean, I worked with Khano in Birmingham for our first year. And so many, if you go back and look at that team, so many of those games were losses and not ties. And, kind of that same spur. And so whenever you get to the end of the year and you're pushing at it, if we turn into now getting wins and getting like the last 2 getting wins, whenever we get to the end of the year, I mean, we're going to be in a really good spot if we had to pick up those ties, versus losses. So all those points add up, but also getting over any mental hurdles and things. I think so much of it was just to see that, not just to see that first win, get it at home was a big one, and then also put them back to back. Because at that point, you have to make sure the guys understand that that's the standard.
Mm-hmm.
The standard is winning games consistently, and that's what we're trying to build here.
Yeah, and we've really seen that these last 2 matches. I mean, going into Louisville on the road, first place team, and putting up the amount of goals. Again, it felt like for so many games this year, you guys were on the doorstep, just couldn't find the back of the net for one reason or the other. And I will say the soccer gods have not been kind. There's been a lot of posts. I've been to all the home games. I've seen them. It's been tough to watch for the unlucky standpoint. But man, seeing 5 go in the back of the net against such a great team like Louisville, who's been crazy hot this year, that had to have really jump-started and led to coming back home and doing what you did against El Paso.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that was one of those things. Connor and I were talking about it earlier in the week, that Birmingham team, one of the first ones that they had was also in Louisville Stadium. And to do it against a team that's been such a big part of the USL Championship every year, I think that it kind of had that feeling for us whenever we were talking about it. And then really it's just getting the guys believing we had the quality. You see, we have the quality on this team. It's just a matter of making sure we get a good game plan and then stick to it and then execute. And we created a number of chances, but the guys did a great job of bearing their chances, finishing. The guys that came on did phenomenal. So, I mean, really it was like a great team performance all the way through. Defensively, the guys did well, but we didn't have that lapse of time, like a couple of games we've had times that we've switched off and we've gotten punished for those, and the league is getting a lot better. So you can't have those. And we did a really good job from the start of that game all the way to the end and making sure that we saw out that result, and then carried it over to the next week. And we had a really good performance again, all the way through. So it's just making sure that through the week we're preparing right. And then on the weekends, we're really going out and putting together a solid 90-minute performance.
And you scored a goal against Louisville, first one of the season for you. But you have 3 assists, and from a spectator standpoint, and I'm sure obviously you can see this as well, being on the pitch doing it. Your hold up play and your distribution up top and being in the right place and coming back and receiving the ball, I feel like has made a huge difference to kind of the offense of this team. Is that a focus for you specifically? Is that kind of like a playing style for you, as being more of like a hold up play as with the size that you have, or is this kind of just how it's been working out this year?
It's just, whenever I was growing up, people that really put a lot into me in terms of training and expectation, this, that, the standard has always just been really high. And just trying to make sure the standard stays high so that way, I can continue to develop as a player. So whatever the team needs from me, I don't feel like I fit into the typical role of number 9 to just, you know, stay high, whatever. I think that whatever my team needs for me to be successful, if they need somebody to drop in and pick up the ball, I love to do that. Last year in Tampa, you see a number of times where I was just staying high and the focus was a 9, getting into the box. And I feel like I have a lot of different facets to my game. But it's just a matter of whatever this team needs for me to be successful. That's what I really want to do. Just making sure I'm in one positions to score goals and create for my teammates, and then the other is just making sure we're doing whatever we need to get the result at the end of the day.
Yeah, and we've seen it. It's been great. I love seeing a technically quote unquote 9 drifting back, going up for head balls in midfield is always great to see. And we've seen that a ton from you. Speaking of a number 9 on the team, Albert Dequo, good to see him, grab a goal last week against El Paso. Golden Boot winner last year. What was that like kind of for you to see him come in and being able to play side by side with him? And how's it been so far this season?
Yeah, it's one of those things where you see him with all of his success last year, and you want to get to know what these players are like or whatever. So we had a great opportunity to play together. We've had a great opportunity to play together so far this year. It's just a matter of making sure that we get that partnership really rolling and going. And that's really the biggest part of it, because we both, like, you could see that the quality is there. Just making sure that we get on the same page consistently, and which we've been doing a great job of just working through. I mean, even at trainings, you see little situations that happen where we just talk through it, figure it out. So that way, when it gets there on the weekends, like the last 2 games, we've created a number of more chances just because of being on the same page. So that partnership is going to continue to grow. Chances are going to continue to fall for us. And then really it's just about us putting the ball in the back of the net. And that's what we love to do. So, that's just a big part about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a few key changes that Khano's made throughout the season, and kind of like any other new team, especially I know in the USL there's a lot of interchanging between teams every year, so it's a lot to learn. Khano has been with you for a lot of your career, like you mentioned, down in Birmingham. I know you had mentioned in the past he was there during the birth of your son, and kind of like that whole experience. And what's it like now being a part of a brand new franchise, being able to be side by side with him?
It's special. I think, one, being a part of a new franchise, it's always something that's beautiful because you can make it whatever you want it to be. And a club, an organization that has been there, and you're kind of stepping in, trying to figure out where to insert yourself and how to make it work. And I think that's one of the biggest things with something new, is that this organization can be whatever we make it into. We have a great group of guys, a lot of quality across the board. We just have to make sure that we're really building that culture properly, so that way whenever it gets to the 85th minute in the game and we got to just sit there and defend crosses, or whatever we need to do to see out a result, or we need to go and chase the game and pick up another goal, those are the things that where it comes from the badge, it comes from the heart. A lot of those things are it's effort at that point, it's mentality, and those are things that you have to build. And then working with Khano, I mean, it's been great. Like I said, having a familiar face, especially bouncing around so much like I have in my career, it's always good to have somebody that you feel comfortable working with through and through. So
yeah, it's good, and we hope to be here for a while, man. We've enjoyed having you. Has any of the Rhode Island guys kind of on the team kind of showed you around a little bit, giving you any taste of parts of Rhode Island you haven't seen yet?
yeah, everybody's been great. The couple of guys that have been around, recommendation for food spots here and there, going down to the beaches and whatnot. So the guys have been great. I mean, I can't say enough about the guys we have on our team. I mean, everybody's been fantastic, really gelling, knowing that this is the first year, like kind of like we said, and just kind of putting everything into it. So the group that we have together, I mean, really couldn't be better.
Love to hear that. I mean, you're a Bama boy, so coming up here, Rhode Island winters, even the early spring games, when the season kind of started. I know you weren't on the pitch necessarily at that time, but it's different. It's different than being down in Alabama.
Oh, right. I mean, it's I think this is the first place that I've been where it's been a little bit chilly when we first got up here. Winter wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be for sure, but it was nice to actually be able to use the jackets that I have in my closet. All the places I've been, Tulsa, Phoenix, Alabama, Florida, all these places, it's just hot all the time. So it was actually nice to have to get to experience the other seasons of the year. So
yeah, man, you'll get them here, that's for sure.
yeah, right.
A couple more questions, and I'll let you get going into your third. You doing anything for the 4th of July? Any celebrations for the next couple of days, or what?
No, we got my little man and wife. Typically, we figure out something to do, go look at fireworks or whatnot. But last night, the fireworks kind of started around Providence, and we were just standing out on the front porch, and we could see like 2 or 3 different fireworks shows going off in the distance. So he's about 2.5, and he absolutely every time you look out the window, Mom, there's fireworks going on.
Yeah,
kind of just freaking out about it. He loved it. So that's probably what we're gonna get into. Just staying around the house and looking out the front porch and whatnot. So
that's it, man. You can't beat that right there.
right.
And looking ahead, Friday night, back home again, hot off of 2 straight victories, hosting Indy. Indy sitting in 3rd place. And it's going to be another good challenge for you guys. It's going to be a game. Listen, football and fireworks. All right. We're trying to pack it out there, Burns Stadium. Got the fireworks after the match. What can we expect, for maybe some first time, expect for fans that are going to be going to the match for the first time? What do you want to tell them to expect Friday night?
Goals. We're expecting goals. We're expecting to get after it. It's going to be a hard fought game all the way through. I mean, Indy's a good team. I mean, you look at where they are on the table right now and how they've been performing, the guys that they brought in. They're a good team, but the biggest thing about it is they're coming to our house, and we've shown in the last couple of games that, we're a team that people need to start taking note of. And so a really big thing for us is just making sure we focus on our game plan and then making sure we're executing all the way through. That's a really big part of it, but the atmosphere is fantastic. Everybody does a great job. Everybody on the marketing team does a great job of trying to get a packed house, like we said. And then really all the vendors, this, that, and the other. I mean, it's great for the kids. It's great for local Rhode Islanders to come to the game. And I mean, this is one of the best places I've played since I've been in the league. So definitely everybody come out for Friday.
Man, you heard it from the man himself. And JJ, I don't want to put you on the spot, but the fan base here, Defiant 1636 and everybody on social media, do you guys feel the same passion? I won't use the word hatred, but the same passion of negativity towards Hartford that we do, because we're going to see them in about a month again. And, we want to make sure this time we end up with 3 points against them.
Oh, for sure. It's a local rivalry, and especially even going there. I mean, the performance that we had, we were pretty disappointed we didn't walk away with 3 points. It felt like that was the game that was kind of hanging up there for us to get a result. But especially whenever they come over, we're expecting nothing less than 3 points.
Absolutely. We love that. Keep that rivalry going. JJ Williams, man, you're number 9 forward for Rhode Island FC. My man's been killing it. We appreciate you giving us the time, and we want to see everybody Friday night, Burns Stadium. It's going down, Bryant University. Tickets still available online, RhodeIslandFC.com. You can also enter to win tickets, RhodeIslandFC.com/Hot106. Win a 4-pack of tickets. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be up in the booth doing the commentating for 790 The Score, so I can't wait to call. I'm going to call out. I would like to call 2 JJ Williams goals on Friday night. I'm just going to throw that out there. We're going to manifest it.
There we go. That's what I like to hear.
Hell yeah, brother. Thank you again, my man. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
You already know what it is. Come on. Yeah.
The hottest hits.
Hot 106.